So Dakota, we're really glad that you could come out. I really appreciate it, especially on such short notice. You know, I'm really interested in what your impressions are, what you're going to be picking up on here. I think it's going to be very helpful to the owners, Tom and Julie. They've had a lot of paranormal activity, incidences going on, and your input would really be valuable.
Yeah, I can do that. That won't be a problem.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
You know, the first sense that I get as soon as I hear about this place, like, you know, there is a lot of spirit activity going on. You know, I feel like almost since the day it was built. You know, there's always been activity going on here. You know, it's not a particular area. I feel like it's just throughout the entire home. This is the spirit's home, so they're still living in it as if it's their very own home. You know, I do feel, you know, that Mr. Brumder is still here some, you know, but it's more like he wants to watch over the house now because of what happened. It's like he wasn't happy in the sense of the final outcome. And I keep on getting like the name Sam.
Sam.
Mm-hmm. Sam, and then I get like a Carol Lynn or something like that.
Okay. And do those names have any associations, any feelings with them?
I feel like owners.
Owners.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Definitely the Sam energy. You know, he's a little bit shady. Definitely one to make his money any way possible.
Interesting.
So definitely a little bit shady there.
And what about Caroline? What's your impression?
Caroline, Carol Lynn. I get Carol Lynn really strongly, but it's like
Carol
that
Lynn.
kind of Carol and N kind of name.
Sure.
And there's just like, but you know, with that, she was like a lady of the house.
So these are kind of more overall
Yeah,
impressions
these are more
that you're
overall
feeling since you
impressions.
first walked in,
Mm-hmm.
and going up the
Since I walked in,
stairs,
going up the stairs. Now, there's
and
just
into this room.
Yeah, there's just like a lot of spirit activity
lot of
here.
spirit
You know,
activity.
I mean, it's just like, you know, it's just the walking area. You know, I do feel like, you know, there are spirits that walk up and down the stairs, up and down the halls here. You know, this place I do feel is being truly active.
Okay.
I do.
Do you feel like there's anything that is potentially harmful?
Overall, peaceful and happy. I keep on wanting to go downstairs.
Downstairs?
For some reason, I
We'll
feel like there's a lot of stuff down there.
We'll have to,
Yeah, we'll have to go
make
check that
trip.
out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good work.
I want to go take a
Thanks.
rest of a look at the house, too.
Yeah, it's gorgeous, isn't it?
It is. You know, this room I don't get any real negative vibe from. It's just a sense of more comfort. It's more like the female spirit like tucking you in at night, watching over you while you sleep. It's that kind of thing. Definitely feels more along the lines like a mom's watchful eye. It's like that mom's watchful eye I want to say with it too. Overall though, I like this room.
Yeah, I like this room too.
Yeah.
Do you feel any male presence in here?
I feel like the female is more tied to this room. As far as the energies overall, I feel like you have like a lot of roamers, to where you have one walk in here, then one leave and go down. I mean, they're not just all just sitting in one room, you know, but this one, I feel like there's a strong female that stays in here most of the time. But overall, there's definitely spirits that walk through here a lot too, particularly down further.
That's a good feeling.
So I'm really getting here. Just mainly her.
Does she have a name?
I'm not getting it.
But an adult?
Definitely more adult age. And I keep on seeing my dog Evie for some reason, so it could be a play on that name, because sometimes it will come in with like a name that I know or a person that I know. I'll think of them. So it could be like an Evie name, something like that.
Okay. Interesting.
Because I keep on seeing that. It's weird how it works
Yeah.
sometimes. But I keep on thinking about my dog for some reason now, and there's no reason for me to be. So, and it's like, I want to say like Evie, so it could be Eve, Evie, Evelyn Rose, something like that.
Interesting.
That's overall this room that I really feel in general. So I like it. Yeah.
Okay. This is Marion's suite, Dakota. What are your thoughts?
You know, as soon as you said that, I kept on hearing like the name Pussycat. I keep on hearing like the name Pussycat, like kitty cat, pussycat, like that kind of thing over and over again. But I feel like she'll come in here every once in a while, but she kind of roams around the house more. But she's more of a maid here, but also kind of like a nanny figure.
And so when you're saying pussycat, that's in reference to
Like
her.
that's
her
like
being-
either like her nickname,
Her nickname.
or they called her that, or something like that.
So not a cat.
No,
per se.
not a cat per se. No, it's like
Okay.
this is like a person style energy here. I'm getting like the nanny, maid, that kind of figure.
Okay, and definitely a female.
Definitely female. There's no guys named Pussycat. Let's hope.
Probably is.
Probably a couple, but she definitely comes by here as well. And I feel like there's a male presence that kind of like walks up and down the hall as well. And I feel like he'll come in here sometimes as well.
And what kind of overall feeling? Is it a good feeling? Sad or sorrow?
I think there's a mixture. I think it depends. It's a constant shift. Because I feel like there's sometimes like, you know, there's like an energy like look out the windows, that kind of thing. I'm getting like a female presence like looking out the window, looking down into the street.
Can you tell what era?
By the dress, I'd say I'd still go with early 1900s, late 1800s, early 1900s.
Okay.
I like it.
Okay, pussycat.
You know, the main sense that I get on here, it's like I want to go more to 20s, 30s, like the roaring 20s type sense. I'm getting a lot of pull to Chicago. I'm getting tired of Al Capone. Like I want to say Al Capone is like the mobster era, that kind of feel. Party area, groups of people, those are important things. And I keep on hearing like cards being shuffled now. I keep on seeing like there's like cards being shuffled, but it's not like casino game, it's more like poker. So I really want to go to like the betting type energy, you know, like the gambling, that kind of thing.
Music?
Definitely more like upbeat, you know, not anything classical, it's more upbeat, you know, kind of like the flapper style, like the swing music, like all of that kind of thing.
So sort of lively.
Yeah, kind of lively, kind of like the party thing here. And I keep on wanting to make mention of like the drinking. So I feel like that's a key point with it too. Like there's a lot of drinking going on, but I keep on getting pulled. It's like there's major connections between Chicago and here. It's like there's like a major tie to it, and I keep on getting the mobster feel, and I keep on seeing Al Capone. Like I keep on seeing like his image over and over again. Overall, I don't feel a strong negative sense in this area. I get more of a you're being watched. You know, and it's more like, you know, especially coming from like the bathroom area, but it's like, I want to do like this to you, like you're being touched. Yeah. I don't feel like there's anything that physical, like scratching by it. I don't feel it being like that. I feel like it's more like the sense of being watched than you would even see like the full body apparitions or things like that. It's just more of a sense of being watched. And I keep on hearing, for some reason, I keep on hearing like little footsteps running through here, but it's not at the same time period.
So footsteps from different time periods?
Mm-hmm. This is like little kid running through. Little girl, longer hair, curly, comes down a little bit past her shoulder blades. I want to go more towards high fever tied to her death. I don't feel like she died down here. I think this is more upstairs, like up there in that area. But I keep on getting like a high fever because I'm getting like really hot and sweaty. Like I can like feel like the heat rushing up right now. So I really want to go to like that kind. I'm really kind of wanting to go into that area over there. I want to go behind that door.
Let's go.
Okay. You know, it's just like the traffic's coming in and out. You know, I hear like people chattering. It's like the smoke. I can almost see like there's like smoke built up above us. Like there's like billowing smoke coming down. Strong sense, not so much of cigarette smoke, but like the cigar smell. So it's like a lot of cigar smoke in this area. And I keep on getting really pulled to, I'm really feeling like right here in this area, there used to be another door here, but like the door got walled off. I think somebody was stabbed down here. And I'm getting like a sharp pain like right here. And there's like somebody just went like that. And had him come get like a sharp pain right in here. I feel like there was a stabbing, but I don't feel like it was a stab wound that killed him. I feel like he bled out. I feel like they just hit like an artery. Like, I don't know what, I'm not an anatomy guy, but it's like there's like a sharp pain like right through here. So it's like right there in the lower left lung, right somewhere right there in that tissue. So I feel like there was some kind of artery or something hit right here. Cause like you don't feel like there was like it's not like the wound, it wasn't like he went to the hospital. I feel like it bled out. Cause I keep on seeing like laying out blood, but I keep on feeling like it was like people had to come down here, and it's like I hear them like whispering, like it's like almost like a, kind of like the code to get in. Like you had to be on the list, you had to be known. It wasn't a public venture. It's like you had to be known to get down here.
I feel something too. When you said, I felt like crying.
Yeah, it's just like down here. It's more like I'm being pushed down on. It's not a sense back over there on the stage. It wasn't the sense of not so like there wasn't any negativity here. It's like it's more like just pushing down, like weighing down on me, like it's more oppressive. It's that stronger sense of. And it's not because the tighter quarters. This is more like the physical, psychic sense. I'm just feeling like I'm just being weighed down by the energy here. It's like a heavier, darker energy down here.
Wow.
But I don't feel it being shot. I feel like it's a stab. I feel like there's like this sharp stabbing pain. I'm not necessarily feel it being a gunshot. I want to get out of here now.
It's creepy.
Yeah, I want to get out of here now. Yeah. Overall with this room, I feel like there is a lot more. I do feel like there is a male presence. In the walkthrough, I pictured Sam. I get his presence very strong in here. I am feeling smoke around this room again with the cigar smoke. I keep on feeling somebody walking in and out of the bathroom as well, kind of a female figure. This room I feel like is going to be a lot more active. I'm feeling more, you capture more like your EVPs in here. There's more conversation going on. Just overall a sense of this was always a busy room. And I keep on feeling like there's like a lady in the corner sewing. Overall feeling of this room though is it's very active, but I feel like Sam can be a little bit pushy.
Overall, what is your impression of the Brumder Mansion?
Overall, I think I think that you do have a lot of residual haunting just from the energy and the history that took place here.
Right.
So I think that you do have a lot of residual activity. As far as intelligent haunting, as far as spirits still being here, I do feel like there are still spirits here. So I would say this place definitely does still have, a few spirits that chose to stay behind. But I think you're going to also have a lot of residual haunting, particularly towards the basement, just from the energy and the liveliness of that area too.
Yeah, that was interesting, wasn't it?
It was. It was creepy.
It was creepy.
I'm glad that's done.
Yeah. Well, I really thank you so much for coming out,
Thank
Dakota.
you. I hope that this did help some.
Yeah, I think we have a lot of good information for the owners, and looking forward to getting together with everyone.
Hopefully this will help them.
I think this will.
All right, I hope so.
Thank you.
Well, here we are.
It's gorgeous. My research of the Brumder Mansion began with interviewing Julie, one of the owners.
Well, Laura, this is our parlor.
It's lovely. I'm really intrigued by the Brumder Mansion, and I'm really interested in knowing more about its history.
Well, it all began with this man here, George Brumder, Sr. He was a prominent citizen of Milwaukee around the 1900s, and he began his career as an 18-year-old. He brought his sister over from Germany to be married to her beloved, and he decided to stay. And so he bought himself a cute little bookstore and realized he had a real gift for publishing German music and newspapers and books. He has a whole series of calendar books. It had everything from medicines and soap and history and stories.
Beautiful.
And it was just a really nice little calendar.
So detailed. And then when did it all happen that this house came to be?
He had 11 children. His second son, George Jr., was an accountant, CPA type person, and so he was running the newspaper business for George Sr., and he decided he would build him a nice house.
Which it is.
Which is. They started drawing up the plans around 1902, and they started building it around 1907, and it was finished in 1910. But Mr. Brumder unfortunately died before they could see that finished product, but his love was in this house.
You certainly can tell. It's amazing. So then it was with George Brumder Jr. How long did he live in this house, and what happened during that time?
Well, he loved this house. He just loved it. But World War I came along, and it wasn't too cool to have German newspapers and books, and so that business sort of circled the drain, and he wound up having to sell this house, and he wasn't very sad about that, but he looked and looked and looked for another person who would love the house as much as he did.
And who was that? So that we're talking about the next owner here.
Next owner, well, this really fine-looking gentleman in a pinstripe suit named Sam Pick came up from Chicago, and he just fell in love with the place. It's just, George could tell he'd be a great owner, and so he sold the house to him.
And how long did Sam Pick own the Brumder Mansion?
About 12, 15 years, we think. He owned it through the 20s up until the early 30s.
And what do you know about the change in the tone and the atmosphere, like what types of people were coming here during that time when Sam Pick was the owner?
George Brumder Sr. put his ballroom in the basement instead of the third floor, and that space kind of kept the house going all these years. And Sam Pick was a businessman, and he set up nightclubs, and he happened to be working for a guy named Al Capone. And they wanted to get their fingers in the lucrative liquor black market business up here because Milwaukee did not like prohibition much.
I can imagine.
And all this liquor was coming over the black market over Lake Michigan. So Sam and his brother Ed came up here, and they started a private speakeasy for high rollers and people who wanted to come out and have a real good time in many different ways. You know, there was a whole sports package because it was a mob-run thing.
Interesting time. I mean, there's a lot of nostalgia and sort of, even though you're dealing with people that are like Al Capone, there's still that sort of romantic nostalgia of that time.
It was a fun place here. Lots of fun things.
This place seems to really have still that feel to it.
It does, yeah.
So Sam Pick then had the Brumder Mansion, was the owner, successful with the speakeasies until about what time?
Until 1932 when Al Capone went to jail.
Okay.
For tax evasion, and so he had to really scramble, and unfortunately he had to sell the Brumder.
And do you know who the next owner of the Brumder Mansion?
I think it was the McKinleys.
Okay.
I think her name was Elizabeth. They loved the Brumder, and a lot of these old houses around here were starting to turn into boarding houses. But they wanted a high-class place. And so they found a private company who needed a place for their visiting workers, and so they made this kind of a high-class boarding place just for a private company.
And is that when it became the parsonage?
We're not quite sure how many owners were between 1932 and 1948. Maybe you can find that out for us, too.
Okay.
But 1948, Our Savior's Lutheran Church was located in South Milwaukee, and they wanted to come up and be a big central city church.
So during that time, there were a lot of children here at the Brumder Mansion, different ages as well.
Yes, they had a program for everybody, every single age group. Lots of kids had lots of fun here. It was a haven from their lives. And this became the parsonage. You know, a picture of the pastor here.
1968, okay.
And then they had activities on the front porch and the front lawn.
A lot of different lives happening
Yes.
here. Let's go take
Okay,
a
all
look.
right, sure. Well, Laura, this is our central staircase. It is handcrafted, hand-carved.
Oh, it's impressive.
Beautiful oak, isn't it? Mr. Brumder would only have the best in his house for his son. Lots of spirit activity in this staircase.
Really?
In fact, 2 female spirits have been caught with cameras.
Really? What do they look like? And
Well,
where,
one was a kind of a little old lady with a hat on, kind of see-through. And this is a regular picture. At the very bottom of the stairs, she had her hat on, looked like she's getting ready to go out shopping. And the other one was taken with a camera posted up there on the top of the railings. And it was a lady, sometimes you see ghost parts. You know, see parts of the ghost with the whole thing. There's no head, but it was kind of like a long white dress, old-fashioned, and she had her hand, that's like, you know,
Right
like,
here.
like there, and then she was walking down the stairs. Yeah.
What about any other activity anywhere else on this staircase?
They've heard men's footsteps.
Let's go.
Let's go upstairs. Yes, I want to show you. This is the Gold Suite.
So tell me about the paranormal activity that you're aware of that has gone on in this room.
Well, generally it's a very peaceful room, but it has its moments.
Such as?
There are several spirits in here.
Do you know any names?
Suzanne, she's still working. She was the house manager for the Brumders, and she makes sure that everything is tip-top shape.
Okay, so
And
she's
if she's
still
not
working.
happy, she'll find a medium and talk to her.
And can you give me an example of that?
Back in 2009, we were busy discussing ideas as to what to do with the basement, because it was a really dark, kind of black, because it was a theater. We wanted to make it a nice event center, and Tom and our innkeeper and our construction guy were talking about putting tile on the floor. She didn't like that. And so she waited until a medium and her husband came to have a nice rest at the Brumder in the Gold Suite. So she let him sleep, and then the next morning, the lady got up and she started talking to her. And so she called a meeting with our innkeeper and told him what she thought we should do. She's very positive. Make it bright and pretty, and don't cover up the wood floors.
And what did you do?
Just what she said.
Okay. Any other spirit activity in this room?
Playful young women that are in here.
So Playful and Suzanne, it seems happy. They're
Yeah,
happy to be here.
Everybody,
Okay.
all the spirits here are just have a strong connection to the house, and they just love this place. So.
Well, it's a beautiful room.
And then we have a little girl named Sarah, who's about 5 years old, and she was looking for someone to play with. We got an EVP of her, and he says, I want to play with you.
What era do you believe she's
Probably
from?
Sandpick.
Sandpick. Okay. Okay.
Oh, Lori, this is the George Suite.
It's exquisite.
It's 2 rooms and a bathroom, and it's original marble.
Hand painted. See, it's amazing. All this hand
Like the
painting.
cathedral, isn't it? Yeah.
So tell me about this room.
Well, it was traditionally George Brumder's, the master bedroom, and lots of the other owners also chose this as a master bedroom, and you can see why. Huh?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Tell me about any sightings, any paranormal activity
Well,
in this room.
has been rather active.
Rather active?
Yes, it has been
Okay.
rather active.
With a smile, all right.
Yes, very nice. They're nice spirits. They don't
Nice
want to hurt
spirits.
anybody.
Okay. Can you give me any examples?
The staff has noticed. They like to tease the staff.
So they're sort of playful.
The staff would be vacuuming and they pull out the plug. I saw it happen. The plug came right out by itself. Weird, huh? Other people have seen shadows and things like that.
Has it gotten to a point where it's getting in the way of people doing their work?
No,
Okay.
they basically know the ropes and they very well be
Okay,
here.
well,
They
I'll look
usually
into
don't
that.
bother
Okay.
yeah. I've had 3 experiences myself in here.
You've had 3 personal experiences in this room.
Yes, I have. Well, I hung my belt up in the closet. I didn't really believe we had anybody else but Suzanne, so they wanted to show me that they were there too. And they took the belt, and I couldn't find it anywhere. There's a coat in my belt. Where could it have gone?
Yeah.
And then a little bit later, about a day later, there it was again.
So,
And luckily,
tricksters.
that's when we decided to call in Joe Kudo in Northern Alliance, because we had to find out what was in her house, And
Of course.
they took a tour, and they took they recorded everything. I told them in the parlor what happened in the house, what was going on.
And what were their findings?
They played it back, and I had a big pause in my speech about what happened in my belt, and there was a male voice on it that said, "It was us." Let's go, okay, fellas. Truce. I won't hang my stuff up in your closet anymore.
And so you no longer hang things in the closet?
No, I don't. I hang one in the other bathroom.
And you're all right with that?
I'm fine, yeah.
Okay. You mentioned other experiences too?
2010, I had just gotten back from California, and I was wondering if anybody was there because it felt awfully light and still in here. And I just happened to mention one morning, I wonder if anybody's still here, just to see what would happen. And the next morning at 4 a.m., Tom was in the bathroom, and I was awake, and I heard this loud voice coming out of the closet saying, "Yeah, I'm still here." It was a Chicago accent. And I said, "Oh, goodness, there's a gangster in the closet."
Do you think that was Sam Pick?
I was Sam Pick, yeah.
Were you scared?
I was a little bit, when you first hear something from the paranormal, it kind of makes it real clear that, yes, indeed, they're here. But after a while, you learn to live with them and know they're not going to hurt you. So they become like family. Lori, this is the Miriam room.
Oh, it's charming.
Yeah, Carol did a great job in here, didn't she?
Yeah. Amazing.
It's been very popular with our guests.
I can see why. What about with the spirits?
Oh, they like it too. Yeah. Men, women, and children spirits all like to come up here and play.
It's from the same era or
All
different
from all
era?
different eras.
All different eras,
yes.
okay.
This had been the children's wing when the Brumders were here. I'm not quite sure what it was used for exams.
Do any of these spirits, have they been identified with a name? or-
Dina. Dina's just a little girl. She has curly blonde hair. She used to stay in the blue room, which was the guest room. Suzanne was here, the house manager. Used to come see her aunt Suzanne.
So she's related to Suzanne.
Suzanne, yeah.
Okay. Interesting. And does she seem happy to be here?
Oh, she likes, yeah.
She likes it
she's
here.
Very she's
Just
very
like
happy
Suzanne.
here,
Okay.
yeah.
She seems to be grounded.
They're very playful in this room.
Okay.
They like to
Mischievous.
mischievous, like to tease the staff.
Okay. And the guests?
Once in a while they do.
Once in a while,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah. They know the rules. They're supposed to be nice to guests.
Well, that's
The
good.
kids can always follow the rules, you know. They have to have a little fun, I guess. Right. So what happened to one lady who was staying here? She heard something wriggling and moving her makeup bag around, and she had left her sweater on that chair. When she woke up in the morning, it was over in a ball in the corner, like some kid was sitting there watching her.
Interesting.
And they've also gotten lots of EVPs up here, lots of voices, and they've gotten flashlights to move around. Apparitions up here too. A friend was spending the night, and she woke up at like 3 in the morning. There was a man about 6 feet with a beard and a duster on, looking out the window, and he was all glowing. And so she thought it was one of our staff members, and she was getting ready to yell at him, and he realized, he turned around and looked at it and went right down, melted into the floor. Interesting, huh? Well, let's go to the Guinness room.
It's amazing. And look at this indulgent hot tub. Yes. And the color is...
It's very popular with our young couples and older couples, too.
I would imagine. So the big question, of course, is going to be what kind of activity has been going on here? What sort of spirits? Anything happening? Any hot spots?
Well, the main spirit in this room is a lady named Evelyn.
Evelyn.
She's pretty fairly tall, but very, very serious. She just recently has started to come out and share, you know, who she was, what her name was.
And is this a personal experience that you've had and other people have had as well?
Well, it started off with the EVPs.
With the EVPs?
We had paranormal class. She told them her name.
And she seems to be in this room or other areas of the Brumder mansion?
Basically this room.
Basically
she
this
might
room.
come out, I don't know. See, I don't really know.
Okay.
Very quiet woman.
And she's not mischievous, or is she as some of the other spirits you talked about?
She likes to help. She likes to try to help.
She likes to help. Okay.
Like if people really want to know if she's here, sometimes she'll touch them, you know.
And the other spirits besides
A
Evelyn
couple of
in
men,
this room?
a couple of male spirits. Voices have been caught in here, but we don't know.
Great. Yes. It's really been interesting.
Our staff member first saw her in 2010, right after Halloween. He came in here and he saw like a white mist over the bed.
Over the bed?
Over the bed.
Hovering?
Yes, hovering.
Okay, that was the first
first time that we knew something was in here.
And then you've had a personal experience also.
Sometimes she'll communicate through dreams.
Through dreams. A lot going on here, a lot of activity.
Yeah, a lot of activity, yeah.
Yes. And it's a gorgeous place. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Julie, for showing me around. We got our work cut out for us.
Yes.
Oh, here we are, Brumder. And
This place is huge.
oh, I know, and I love it. Kind of glad Lori gave me a call and figured, you know what, I've been here before, so I figured I'd give you a call, bring you out here.
Absolutely. Yeah, thanks. This is gonna be good.
Hello. Hey, come on
Hi.
in. Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing fine. Really good you guys to come on out. So I'm
Kale.
Lori. You're Kale. Hi. Nice
Joe.
to meet you. Joe. Well, come on in. Yeah, I've heard a lot about you, and so I'm really glad you can make it out. So, Joe, you've been here before, correct? Yes. And this is your first time?
Yes, I've never been here.
Okay, so what are you guys thinking? Where would you like to start?
Actually, we were thinking like maybe the third floor.
Third floor?
Third floor,
Okay,
and
that
then
sounds good.
maybe work our way down or whatnot.
Okay.
But we were
great.
actually talking, and we're
were
going to bring
talking.
you with us.
You want to join us?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You want to go check it
sounds
out?
Very in this room, huh? Very in the suite.
Beautiful
This
room.
is the room.
Yeah. So,
Close the door.
Sure.
okay.
Get on my gear. I'm just gonna sit down.
Yeah. So, Joe, tell me about, I hear you had like an experience here the last time you were here.
they were doing a tour through here.
Okay.
And I was standing, well, this table wasn't here, but I was up against the wall, and we had some people over here, we had some females sitting over here, and there was one guy that was laying on the floor right at the foot of the bed there. And he said he felt like someone was pushing his foot down. So one of the guys that was sitting right here turned his flashlight on, and standing behind the guy on the floor was a woman. She was standing there looking down, and I didn't think nothing of it because I figured it was just part
You
of
saw
it,
her
you know.
with your own eyes?
Oh yeah, oh absolutely. And she was standing like this for a couple of seconds, and then she took like a step and a half like this, and then the guy turned his flashlight on. So again, like I said, I thought it was just someone in the room, and like 10 seconds later, he said something funny, and all the girls started laughing in the room. Well, they were all sitting over here. So I was like, okay, something doesn't mesh
Yeah.
because you couldn't get from over there over here without me seeing it. And so we flipped the lights on, and the clothes, there was a pair of black pants, a dark gray sweatshirt, and she had her hair back in a ponytail, and her bangs were like down in her eyes and stuff. And it didn't match the description of anyone.
Any of the girls that were here. And that outfit looked like a modern day,
Oh yeah, it was just
like something that could be present
period
day.
clothing like
yeah, no,
early
it
1800s.
was nothing like that. It was well, like if it was one of us standing in here.
And she appeared like she was, just fully
Completely solid, yeah.
completely solid form.
Yep.
Wow.
In all my years, I've never seen anything like that. So
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to start
Wow, that's
the mel
amazing.
meter. It's an EMF meter.
Okay.
Also, it tells us the temperature, so I'm going to start that. That reads in milligauss and temp.
All right.
That way we can notice any fluctuations.
now, someone was here one time, and they were standing on the bed, and they had the door closed like this, and of course you can see the light from outside. And what they said is it almost seemed like someone had, and we heard, because the hallway squeaks when you walk in the hallway.
Yeah.
We heard someone walking in the hallway,
Really?
and someone seen someone standing in the window here, like you can see the silhouette, and it was almost like they were moving, like they were trying to see in. And when he said something, I was in my little spot again, and so I turned around and I opened up the door, and there was no one there at all. And it amazed him because he was actually a full-fledged skeptic.
Yeah.
So this room, I don't know, this room's kind of iffy. I mean, we've seen, had some pretty weird things happen.
Well, that's just incredible what you told me about with seeing that woman.
I'm going to start the audio. This is Joe, Kale, and Lori, Marion Room, Brumder Mansion. So protocol with the audio is the mic's a lot more sensitive than people think. So even just standing here going, somebody will pick that up and say, oh, I got an EVP. Or, just moving your foot. Anything like that, you're going to want to just say, that was me. No matter how subtle it is, maybe you might move or make a noise, just say, that was me.
in the dark, trip over a chair. I've done it.
Then we'll do an EVP session.
Let's do it.
Sounds good.
Joe, Kale, Lori, Brumder Mansion, Marion Room. Let's start back here. So why is this called the Marion Room? Is Marion here? There was a report of a woman in this room. Is that true? Lori, do you want to ask a question?
Are you here? I'd like to see you. I'd like to know why you're here. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like, I don't know, just like a little bit harder to breathe. Like it just feels a little bit more dense.
Feel anxious?
The air. Yeah, I feel like a little, it's like it's just a breathing.
Is it just a breathing, or are you
Yes.
feeling an emotional change?
Yeah, I do.
Like anxiety, sorrow, remorse, or
Yeah,
something like that?
I feel like choked up. I don't know why. Just more dense.
It If you're feeling uncomfortable, you know, you can leave. You don't have to stay in here.
No, I don't feel uncomfortable. I feel different.
Can you describe, you picking up on any feelings, anything like that? Other than the sorrow, or, I mean, are you picking up any, like, things in your mind, any pictures?
Well, I'm seeing an image of the woman that Joe mentioned.
Is there somebody in here that has a message for Lori? Are you trying to say something to her? Feel free to ask more questions, Lori.
Are you running away from something? Do you feel safe here, in this room? Did you come and visit someone in this room?
Well, Lori, what you had is what I would call and label a personal experience. Just kind of unique, you know? Not a lot of people have those. Maybe it could be residual energy, something like a loop or a memory left, you know, that has imprinted itself. Even though you're not psychic, we all tend to be electricity, so to speak. Some people are more susceptible to picking up on certain things where others aren't.
It wasn't unpleasant. It was just,
Just sorrow.
yeah. And it was sort of like kind of a sense of a longing or.
Oh, it's got to be a reflection. Yeah. I think your IR just moved across the wall over here, shined out the light, and it threw something onto the wall. It looked like a misty figure, and then it moved. That was interesting. Funny how light can play tricks on you. Interesting. So were you really picking up on something?
Yeah, I did. I felt like all those things. That's exactly what I felt. I don't know why.
That's neat, though.
Yeah. What happened in there?
Well, I had brought some people in here. We were going to do some EVP sessions in this room right here. And the door was closed and the light was on. You could see it from the crack underneath the door. So, you know, we knocked on the door and no one answered. Knocked again, no one answered. One of the other people that was with me went over and knocked on the door and somebody said, yeah. So we figured, okay, you know, someone's in that room right now. So that's why we had come over to this room. And we left the door open, and I was sitting right on the edge of the jacuzzi there. After a couple minutes, the guests that were staying in this room had come up the stairs, and I was like, oh, I'm sorry, you know, we took your room, whatever. I said someone was in the blue room. And her and her husband had walked right here, and she stopped. She goes, there's no one in that room. And I said, yeah, there is. And the people that were with me were like, yeah. And she's like telling me, no, there's no one in this room. I said, the door was closed. We knocked, and someone said, yeah. So I get up and I walk over here, and when I turn and look, the door's wide open. And this door never closed. And I would have seen, and we had the lights on in the hallway, so I would have seen someone coming through the hall here. It was really weird. So the third floor's got some activity going. Yeah,
Interesting.
It's nuts. Kale has never been here, so I'm going to kind of get him up to speed.
So I hear there's all kinds of claims down here. I've been really dying to get down here.
Yeah, this used to be the speakeasy back in the day. There have been claims of people hearing footsteps come across the stage here. Mm-hmm. There's been claims of noises and footsteps in the back of the room.
All right.
And this bathroom back here, there was an investigator here, and I don't know the whole story, but I do know there was a, quote, humorous incident. So
Humorous incident in the bathroom.
yeah.
And that would be what?
I don't know. Use your imagination.
Well, I said we do an EVP session. I really want to do one.
All right,
so,
let's go.
Okay, let's do that. So you're talking about the stage.
Oh, yeah, I gotta tell you. So I was up here, and I was actually, you know, in this area, I was doing a little lecture. And I was talking about equipment and methods and stuff like that. And I had about 30 people in the audience, and like mid-sentence, just, there was this voice, it was like boom, like right from that corner. And I stood there for like, you know, a second or two, and then when I looked back at the audience, there's 30-some people, you know, still looking in that corner. And I was like, I told them, I was like, please tell me, you know, you guys heard that, I'm not crazy. And they all had that dumb nod, you know, like, yeah.
Totally loud and audible and everything.
Oh, yeah. And there was no one over there at the time. And, you know, it was just, you couldn't understand what it said because it was kind of garbled.
Very cool.
Yeah. But it was a deep male voice.
Let's say we do our EVP session.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, matter of fact, I'm going to listen live.
I'm not gonna listen live. I'm just gonna hit the RTVP.
Okay.
So, audio running, Brumder Mansion, basement. So there's George Brumder, and then there was it was a speakeasy. So there was a gangster here, right?
Yeah, Samuel Pick and his brother Ed. So,
So there was also a rumor I heard that people have been killed here.
anything's possible.
Well, yeah, it was the mob, right?
But the mob doesn't exist.
Wasn't he tied up with Al Capone and all that?
You know, yeah, there is some research that he did have some sort of ties with Al Capone. Some
Well, I know
other
people
mobsters.
try to kill him. I mean, he had a business not too far away. They threw dynamite in there, blew it up.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if, well, I think on the AVP session we'll just ask, you know, is there George Brumder here? He's German, correct?
Yes.
Guten Tag. Is there a Samuel Pick here? Sam, my name's Cale and this is Joe. We don't mean you any disrespect. We're pretty much just here to communicate with you if possible. So if you could let us know if you're here, that'd be great. Maybe pass on a message to somebody. I heard you were in the mob. Did you want to talk about that? You know, I could really use a drink right now. I wonder if we could get some service around here.
What was the drink back then? Gin?
Pretty much gin,
Gin?
yeah. A lot of gin, a lot of moonshine. A lot of the moonshining business. That's made all the money. They ran the liquor over the borders. That's a
Sounds
big
like
thing.
hooch.
now. Pretty much. Same thing, a lot of different names.
Yeah.
So, then anyway, that's what they did, and that was pretty much prohibition. So I could really use a drink if Sam's here. Maybe you might want to come have a drink with us. Sam, what do you think? What was that?
I heard that.
Maybe George? George, are you here? You own this house, lass. Beautiful house. Would you like to come down here and sit with us a little bit and talk?
Yeah, there's no reason to stay hidden from us. I mean, you know, we don't mean you any harm. We just want to kind of shoot the breeze a little.
You know, one of the things about these old houses that I do have to question when people hear bangs and knocks and things like that. There's a lot of old plumbing, a lot of flooring,
Yeah.
a lot of loose nails, people walking around upstairs. That could cause false positives. You know, somebody steps on a board over here, you might hear it in the wall.
Yeah.
A lot of old plumbing running through the bathroom. That's when you said an inconvenient incident in the bathroom.
The personal humorous.
Humorous personal incident, yeah. I'm dying to know what that is, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying, because it was in the bathroom, I noticed the radiators in there, the pipes.
Oh yeah, with the
Bangs.
old
Plus you
radiators.
have the radiators and the furnace kicking on, so I don't know, it's just some of the things we could look at.
I know I've scared the hell out of myself. You know, stepping on a board and then you hear it 20 feet, on the other side of the room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and these old buildings, they were notorious for that, especially
Yeah.
a lot of high EMF with the old wiring and whatnot. But I mean, I did baseline earlier today, and I mean, the meter was pretty low, and I mean, even right now, it's at a 0.
Yeah.
So, but wasn't there a report of little kids in the house?
There was claims of a smaller child being here, which just absolutely creeps me out.
So is there a child here, a small girl, a little boy? Do you like to come down and meet Joe? He's a nice guy. He won't hurt you. He may smell a little funny, but he's nice.
That's nice. Thanks, man. Yeah.
Just not feeling it in here.
Yeah.
I say we hit the catacombs.
Go
I
for
got I got a full spectrum camera too. I want to try
Alright.
that.
All right. Now we are about to be in our element. Because we're going to the creepy catacombs.
I've got a full spectrum camera with an IR extender,
Sweet.
and I'm going to shoot video.
Ready?
Wait a second. Let me record. Boop.
Got it?
Going.
All right.
Let's do this, man.
Okay. Well, okay. First things first. Last year, came in here. We had the lights on in here, and I had just walked in, and in this back room over here, there was a chair right in the doorway. And as I walked in, it looked like like a black shadow just kind of over the chair. And we had lights on, but we were trying to back it up and maybe our head casted a shadow or whatever. You know, we couldn't recreate that, so that was kind of freaky. But we're going back farther.
There's a lot of stuff in here that can throw a shadow too.
Oh yeah. Check out this. Looks like a headboard for a bed. You see it? It's nice.
Yeah, look behind you.
Behind me?
Yeah.
It's a wall.
No, behind you, behind you.
Behind me.
Down.
What is that? What the? Holy Oh, okay. What is that, an old wheelchair?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's old.
You know, they say objects like that hold a lot of residual energy.
Oh, I know. Imagine like if it like started wheeling away or something right now.
Is that wicker? It's actually...
Yeah, it does. It looks like it's wicker.
Cool.
Now, if this thing starts wheeling by itself, I'm done. I'm gone. Just saying.
My pudding.
No, okay. Yeah, I'm getting out. Oh, okay.
Nice.
Oh, my old bones. All right, now back here is kind of a cool room, and again,
This all the way around. Huh?
oh yeah, you go all the way around and then down another hallway.
You know, just getting back to the speakeasy kind of discussion we were having earlier. I just think it's kind of cool that this was like an escape route.
Yeah.
You sneak out of the room over here into here, and out you go.
Now this room, the same night that I seen that shadow above the chair, I was coming over here and I was showing somebody this room, and they got like this big metal door. It's like on a roller right here. So I'm thinking it was like a coal room or something.
Oh yeah.
Back in the day, and the door was halfway closed, and what I did was I went to show them. They're like, hey, check out this metal door, and right before I touched the door, like this white something kind of went, I mean, scared the crap out of me because I jumped back and slammed into this wall. I mean, it did it. That was an oh crap moment. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Now, over here, and I would so love to, you know, be able to go through this, but we can't. Actually, right here, this wall actually used to be a tunnel that led underneath Wisconsin Avenue. Yeah, and I mean, I don't know where it leads. Yeah, it was almost like it was like this escape route.
Isn't that just classic though? Here you are drinking illegal booze in the speakeasy,
Oh,
listening
no.
to
The cops
the
show up.
nice music, and you got the stage going and the act and the cops and everybody
Bolts
out the
down
door,
this tunnel
down
now.
the tunnel, gone.
Yeah, I mean, now they like I said,
I
it's
mean,
all,
what kind of that's history?
it's all
you know what I
walled
mean?
up now, but
Yeah,
can you
I
imagine
was-
what's behind there?
I know. It's kind of cool.
Jimmy Hoffa.
Possibly the last burial ground in Jimmy Hoffa.
Now again, and then here's like another metal door that, you know, leads out or, you know, leads back in here.
Nice.
Yeah, I think it's just, I mean, I'd love to know why the metal door is a necessity, but...
Well, it could have something to do with the coal, the fire.
Well, yeah.
You know what I
and,
mean?
You know, so I mean, yeah, the place got such history. I think last night went really good.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
I'm really tired. This place is really active, but I think it's great. I'm really looking forward to, you know, getting back down to the basement. I want to hit the catacombs.
Yeah, we're gonna hit it again
Hit stage. We got Dave coming from Chicago Paranormal, so that's going to be good.
Yeah.
With all his gear, so you know, for us to network with him and put all that together.
And
it's
he, you know,
gonna
and
be
he,
really good.
and you know, I have worked with him before, and he's got a lot of stuff, so we can. Oh,
Hey guys, what's happening?
Made good timing.
it's going.
How you doing?
How you doing?
Good to see you.
What's happening, Dave? Good to see you. Chip,
here.
good to see you. So you got lots of gear. You brought lots of gear.
Yep, I brought all the portable stuff. I didn't bring the trailer though, but I got more than enough.
That's okay. Well, this place is pretty big, so I was thinking maybe we can do a quick walkthrough and then you can go get your gear.
Sounds good to
Sounds
me.
good.
All right,
All
cool.
right, check it out.
Let's go.
Thanks for having us.
Joe, how you doing? Hi, Kale. Well, it's so good to have you here at the Brumder. There's never a dull moment at the Brumder. So you have to kind of go with the punches, you know, and not get too freaked out about things. In 2008, we were having a big old wedding, and right here, two of those wine glasses flew up and crashed to the floor.
Were they at the end of the table? And how far did they go on, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, they went flying, and they broke on the floor here.
So they went quite
shattered,
a
they
distance.
shattered everywhere. Glass was everywhere, and
Wow.
yeah. And then they heard two male voices arguing on the second floor landing.
At the same time?
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting.
The Brumder Mansion story started with this man, George Brumder Sr., who made his money publishing newspapers, books, and music. But he wanted to build something special for his son. It said that this room was George Jr.'s office, and you have to come in and you have to ask him for permission. It's another room that gets very, very cold in here, and people have to leave. It gets so icy cold that they have to leave. And another spirit also, we've been told, likes to sit in here, and so she may not like to be in inner things either. This is the parlor. There's a couple interesting things that have happened in here. People have heard whistles, and the most interesting thing that happened to me, I happened to look through that door, and I saw a black shadow of a woman dressed in a dress. When I came in here, the missing chess piece that was missing since the morning was put back in.
Wow.
So that was
Interesting.
When it comes to the whistling, does it sound like a person whistling, or is it more like a whistle that
it's
you
like,
blow?
like they're going.
It's like a person whistling. Very interesting.
Interesting.
This is the eating nook of our bed and breakfast. A woman has been seen sitting here. You can see right through the dress, and she's been sitting here.
Is that often? Or
No, once in a while.
once in a while?
This is our main dining room.
That is a nice fireplace.
Isn't that
Wow.
beautiful? Funny thing that happened this summer, about 5 or 6 times. Our staff serves a beautiful bed and breakfast. They keep their eggs in the oven to keep them piping hot. Now, a young couple came down, a man and woman, they sat here, and by the time she got it out of the oven, the man's eggs were piping hot, and the woman's eggs were stone cold. There's no explanation as to why they were stone cold by the time they got to the table. It happened about 3 or 4 times. And
Wow.
Great.
now we're going to go up and see rooms on the 2nd floor.
Awesome.
So this is a very busy staircase as well. Various people have gotten some good evidence on this EVPs. The staircase is very active, as it would be in a normal household. They have caught EVPs and seen things go up and down the stairs.
Full-bodied apparitions?
Yeah, a lady in white and a lady dressed in a full black evening gown, just kind of gliding down the stairs. But you don't see that very often. Sometimes you do.
Just this part here, or the whole set of stairs all the way to the bottom?
All the way to the bottom, yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Now, you had an experience last night?
I did, yeah. I was staying in the George Suite here, and I've been investigating a lot of years and stayed a lot of different places, but this is the first time where I actually had something that was keeping me awake. A lot of banging, a lot of things moving. Right when you're about to drift off to sleep, all of a sudden, boom, and you're awake. And Joe and I were sitting in there. There's an adjoining room. We were just tossing around some ideas last night. Joe kind of looked at me and said, "Did you hear that?"
Yeah.
Footsteps walked right through the bathroom as we were.
Someone's coming from this suite through the bathroom into into the other room where we were. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, very interesting.
Sometimes if you get the full sports treatment, he'll walk
yeah.
he'll walk all the way around the bed and back.
oh wow.
That happened to one female investigator.
Yeah, interesting.
So this is the George Suite. It seems to be very popular with the male spirits. And some female spirits as well have also come in here. They've gotten EVPs and they've gotten a lot of evidence in there. And if they know you very well, they'll talk to you. Sometimes they have something to say. And this is the Gold Suite. Also seems to be a very popular room with some female spirits and some kids.
Now you said the young boy, he primarily.
He's in the 2nd floor, 3rd floor, yeah.
Okay.
The two little girls come in here to visit their Aunt Suzanne, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. And things move around in this room.
Awesome.
Oh, what?
Do you just hear stuff being moved? Do you actually?
Well, people who stay here have told us that
Items they have aren't moved?
Yeah, they've asked, will you please move the camera to the TV set, or my glasses to the TV set, and when they come in, if they're up to it, they will, you know. And, they also like to play with the lights, and they like, so.
Very interesting. You know, before coming to the Brumder, did a lot of research on it, looked on past investigations by other teams, and I was hoping myself to find, catch some evidence. When I pulled up to the Brumder, I was very excited, and I had a very good feeling once I pulled up that we were going to catch something. While we were doing a walkthrough on the 3rd floor hallway,
And then he was sitting,
I felt like I was touched along the forehead. It just touched my head.
And he saw an arm.
And then I could feel my hair being pulled. It was unbelievable. And there's some experiences I had here that I just can't explain. From being touched to feeling the static charge in the air, this heaviness in certain rooms, At times it's there, at times it isn't. It's just stuff that's unexplainable, but I do believe there's something here.
So Dave, you brought all kinds of cool equipment tonight. So what do you plan on using?
Oh, definitely. I like this new style millimeter. It has REM built in. That the antenna here produces a magnetic field. If anything gets closer, touches it, it'll sound an alarm. Plus, it has the same features as the millimeter, where you get the EMF readings, and you also get the temperature.
Plus, it has an integrated light for the top too, if you're walking around.
Exactly,
Yeah,
it
so that's
really helps
nice.
in the dark.
Nice choice.
And I like the REM pod. I'm not sure if we could bring it with us, but I like to use it stationary with the antenna. Sounds the alarm. But I think possibly maybe we could use this in a room with a lot of activity.
Absolutely.
Let it be, and then if we hear the alarm going off, maybe even have a stationary camera recording it in that room, and see if there's picks up any activity.
It's got pretty lights.
Yeah,
It does. It's like a
absolutely.
Christmas tree. This is called an E-pod that detects the static charge in the air. And then I got a bunch of EM pumps. I have 2 of the Vortex and 3 of the EM pumps and 2 EVP boosters. And I seem to have very good luck using them. So if you guys agree, if we find any hotspots where we can just place them, let it be, and hopefully pump the area with some charge and get some good EVPs or paranormal activity.
Oh,
I'd
yeah.
like to.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
And then also brought a thermal imaging camera. If we feel any cold spots, we could see if there's any windows are leaking or anything.
That'd be great for debunking
Yeah.
the rooms that reports of cold drafts, things like that. So
Exactly, that's why I love this.
that'd be cool. Yeah, I see you got a laser curtain over there.
Almost forgot.
Yeah.
If we could leave it stationary, pointing down a hallway or a room that supposedly there's shadow activity.
I think that'd be great in the stage.
Absolutely.
area. Yeah, down in the theater.
pushes back. And then you got a white noise maker.
I'll turn it on so you can hear what it sounds like. This white noise, the theory is I could use that to help, communicate.
We just have to make sure we don't get any auditory matrixing. That's the only downside of using white noise.
That is true.
But I think we've all been in this field long enough. We're pretty good at picking out the
Yeah.
good stuff in the bed. I noticed you have a tri-field. That's a really good choice too.
Yes, I do like this. Now,
Yeah.
also has an audible alarm.
That's what I like too.
Yeah.
I also have 4 portable small camcorders and IR illuminators. If we decide we want to use,
Sure.
on dark hallways or
Yeah.
light up rooms or whatever.
Yeah, I'm down.
I think we pretty much got everything covered now.
Absolutely. Wide variety.
We have
Nice.
choices, whatever we want
Yeah.
to use, whatever we don't,
Absolutely.
Now, Victor, you've been here before,
I have, yes.
and you've had something actually happen to you. I mean, you've
Yeah.
had some experiences here.
Yeah, I was here in 2010. We were here for Halloween, and we were taking a group through. And, just to have an interactive feel to the tour, I handed one of the millimeters over to one of the guests, and they were using it as they were walking on. I gave them instructions on how to use it, and, let them know if there's any kind of spike, let me know. And the patron, came out to me, hey, it spiked from 0 to 2.6. And at the time, it was kind of a melee because everyone was kind of exiting out of the rooms. We had 3 different groups going on. And I had the millimeter, and my group was passing me by, and they were walking down the stairs. And I turned it off. I turned it back on, and the digital display read 666. And I thought to myself, I better not tell anyone in this group that it just read that. So I turned it off. I turned it on again. Zeros. Turned it off. I turned it on again. Zeros. And as I was doing that, I got this sensation of like a cobweb filling over my head, and I kept on like looking up behind me and feeling my hair, and there was nothing there. And it just kind of, that was the start of the night. And throughout the night, we kept on hearing knocks and all kinds of different noises, and it was crazy. It was nuts.
Huh.
Yeah.
That'd be something to try to recreate tonight.
Yeah,
Exactly.
That hallway was definitely a hotbed for activity.
I'm there.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know when Dave rolls on the scene, he's got a trailer and cases
Oh.
and cases. He's
Yeah,
the
I'm
envy
gonna
of
go
every
overboard.
investigator out there. It's like, wow.
I was saying, wow.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, nice
Yeah.
selection. I think we have the whole gauntlet covered tonight, so
Oh,
it's
yeah.
gonna be interesting. I'm looking forward to it. Very cool.
It'll be fun
Yeah, thanks
times.
again for coming out.
Yeah,
And thanks for having me. I can't thank you enough.
All right,
Absolutely.
You guys
Pumped
wanna
up.
go ahead and start setting up your stuff and.
Sounds good.
Yeah, let's do
Cool.
it.
Okay.
do it.
All right.
The setup we have right now, we have a digital voice recorder on the chair. We have 2 energy pumps next to it. We have 2 energy pumps next to this device, which produces a magnetic field and this antenna, and anything that breaks this field will send off the alarm, just like this. Oh, I've never stuck before. Is that you near the device making the noise? If so, step away from it. If that's you, step next to it again, make it go off. Once again, if that was you, make it go off. I'm going to do it again. Let's go near this antenna, just like this. Make it go off. If that's you, step away from it. Make it go off. That's interesting. That never ever happened before like that.
Wow.
Sticking. Now I'm going to step away from it. Walk up to that device and make it go off on its own without me touching it. This is one way we're able to communicate with you. Walk up to that device and touch the antenna on it. We need you to do something to let us know you're here with us. Now if you're scared because there's 2 people in this room, go into the other room where Chris is and touch him. And we're not here to disrespect you at all. We're here just to have a little fun and to document your existence. I mean, if you have a message from the other side to give to a loved one, we could deliver that message, or at least try to. So if you can, talk into our devices, our voice recorders. They have a little red light on them. Or what she's holding in her hand there, get up close enough and yell into it. It sounded like something. Did you hear a noise coming out of is that a closet? You know what it almost sounded like? Hangers, sliding the hanger. Was that you? If you're in that closet, knock down some clothes or move some hangers loud enough that we can hear you. Or why don't you shut a door? If you're here with us, once again, make a noise so we know you're here. There's nothing to be scared about. We're not going to hurt you. How many spirits are with us? Is there more than one? If you're answering me and I can't hear you, speak really loud. You'll see a red light on the chair next to 2 green lights. Talk really loud into that device. They're producing energy you can use. If you're here, touch one of us. Grab my hair, tug on my ear, touch my arm, it's right here.
I never really planned on getting into the paranormal field. I had a mother that was really interested in sci-fi stuff when I was a kid. So I grew up kind of watching a lot of these shows and got interested in UFOs, things like that. It was just fascinating to kind of read about these kinds of things. So I just happened to be online one day. There was an article written about this group that goes out and hunts ghosts, and I was like, it's a little weird, you know? But it's interesting. So I joined their forum and threw around theories on their forum. He just said, you know what, why don't you, how would you like to join us on an investigation? And that was at Fort Bowie, which is down on the New Mexico border, an old fort that was a Civil War fort. So I went down there for the night. We stayed at the ranger station, investigate all night. After doing that, I started looking at different ways to design and develop equipment for this field. And I set out to learn every possible angle of it. I met a lot of different investigators. Everybody has their own unique style, but one thing I did find is most people will form groups. They'll spend an exorbitant amount of money on equipment. They'll travel vast miles and spend umpteen thousands of dollars a year on gas and hotels and come home, listen to their audio and say, I got an EVP. Well, what is an EVP? Well, they could say, well, it's an electronic voice phenomenon, but what causes that? And what frequency is that EVP at? And can I duplicate that? That's the angle I try to look at. I'm gonna get torn apart. People say, well, that could be this and that. And I like to find every angle. If I got an EVP, you know what, I'm gonna research every possible angle of it. Well, it could be stereo radio signal. Okay, well, what band, what frequency does radio signals fall in? What frequency was my EVP at? What is the audible range of the human voice? Why is it that most EVPs fall in the ELF, which is about 50 hertz or less? So these are things that if people come to me and say, well, that could be this or that, I can give them a scientifically based explanation as to, no, I can tell you why that is. So I try to look at all the different angles in this field, how I can duplicate things, how to build better equipment. I do believe that at some point, somebody will find that secret frequency. I believe everything's based off frequencies. We're all energy. We all are. Right down to the molecular level, we're all energy. The electromagnetic fields all around us, spirits say, well, they operate on a higher vibrational level or a lower vibrational level. Well, vibration is a frequency. What frequency would that be? And if I can find that frequency, then kind of might open a door somehow. So I think through the advancement of technology, that's how we're going to find answers, and that's kind of the path I've taken.
My name is Dave. Say my name. How many people are in this room?
Okay, what this is a radio that was modified to scan through channels, and you can adjust the speed of where it scans through. It scans all the FM and AM radio frequencies.
Say my full name. My name is Dave Olson. Say my name.
And the theory is with this white noise it creates as it's scanning, the spirit voices could come through here and talk. Now, I was pretty skeptical. There's a couple investigations that it said my full name. Whoa. After I asked it to. Dave Olson. It said other investigators' full name when we asked it to. A few times I say, what is your name?
Chris.
And this one, I tell you, it was unbelievable. It came out and it said Betsy 3 times. It's just weird. I mean, sometimes you could use it and you absolutely get nothing, depending on the location, if you're getting too much radio station feedback. But sometimes with adjusting the speed of the scanning, you can eliminate that. And there's times, like I said, I've used it and it's been great. It made me a believer. But I'm not having any luck so far tonight, but it's still kind of early.
When I was about 4 or 5, I seen this man outside my bedroom window every night. And I'd wake up crying. It scared me. Then one night, I went and woke my mom up, told her that that man was out there again, but he told me he was leaving, and I'd never seen him again. And he flew away. And so I'd say a couple weeks after that, we were at a relative's house, and my mom was getting me ready for bed. And I pointed to a picture and was like, there's the man that was outside my window. Come to find out it was my great-grandfather, and he had passed away. So I was seeing my great-grandfather, who I had never met.
What's this place called? It went so quick, but I think I'll have to listen to the voice recorder later, but I think it just said Olson.
Yeah?
I got it to say my full name a couple times at the Congress Theater. My full name.
That's cool.
Now turn it off for now and... Want to try the other room?
Yeah.
So I was in here last night.
Yeah, because this is the room you're sleeping in.
Yeah. Laying over there trying to sleep, and I kept hearing, when you're like getting ready to fall asleep, and You're like just at that twilight stage, and it's like boom. I wake up and I look around the room, and nothing. It just seemed like every time I started to go to sleep, it just started making noise. And this went on for about 2 hours straight. And there was footsteps over here in the bathroom on the tile floor. I walked right through here between the rooms.
You lead into another bedroom, and what we were sitting over here in my room, and we actually heard what sounded like someone walking from this room through the bathroom towards us. And of course, you know, you jumped up, went and looked, and there was no one here. So
Yeah. So, I'm gonna do an EVP session.
okay.
Is there a George Brumder in here? George, are you here with us? We have equipment here that will allow us to hear you if you want to speak to us, or if you have a message you'd like to pass on to anybody, now would be the time to do it. I'll tell you what, I'm going to take this box here with the light on it. I'm going to put it up here on the mantle. By getting close to that meter, maybe waving your hand over it, and therefore manipulating that meter, we'll know you're here. I'm here with my buddy Joey, who doesn't believe he exists. Hear footsteps.
Yeah, you know, and I can't. If there are people walking around above us,
We're outside the door. I'm going to check real quick. Alright, somebody walking by. If you're here and you're unable to communicate with me, you can do so by making a noise or bang on a wall in the next room. You go ahead and do that if you like.
did you hear that?
Yes.
Couldn't tell if maybe that came from outside.
It's kind of hard for me to tell the direction because I am listening to the
It
headphones.
sounded like it came from this direction over here, so I don't know if there's like maybe someone walking around outside. I don't know.
No?
No, I haven't
No,
seen anyone out there.
my headphones on.
I don't know. You know what? I personally have stayed in this room numerous times. I will say this is probably the second most active room, and the thing with this is this room. This is where the claims of George Brumder, being active in this room. And like I said, I've stayed in this room numerous times, and I have heard things come from the closet, like a bang, like a little thump, nothing major, but, just little thumps, noises. And people have stayed in the gold room, which is next door, and the bed goes right up against that wall. And they've heard things, like sound like it falls.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, it's, with the closet here, and people have tried to go in there and see if anything fell over, and they've never really found anything.
See, that was kind of problem me sleeping last night, where I was almost out of it, and you're laying kind of on one side, and then you just hear a boom. You don't really pay attention to which direction it came from because you're almost asleep.
Well, yeah.
So all of a sudden you open your eyes because you know you heard it, and you kind of look around a dark room, of course you don't hear anything or see anything, so you start going back to sleep, and then ding. It's like, it just constantly is like, the moment you're trying to go to sleep, it's just trying to get your attention.
But you got the old radiator.
Absolutely.
So you might get some pings and some dings, but I don't know.
We do have the old wood flooring, very creaky. But seeing as it's creaky here, technically if somebody was in the hallway walking by, you might hear it and think that it was in here. Mm-hmm. You do have the bathroom here, full plumbing. So there's a lot of different variables involved. That's why we're kind of looking for something concrete, other than the little knocks and dings. And I don't really buy that kind of activity unless I'm somewhere kind of solid.
Yeah. So I mean, and that's basically what we're trying to do, is gather some sort of data that we can validate something.
I agree.
Temperature's 75.8, and it's stayed steady because it is warm in here.
Again, if you'd like to let us know that you're here, there's a red light over there on the base of the bed. You can go over there and put your hand by that and let us know by changing the readout. See, my biggest issue with people that walk around with EMF meters is that the EM field is all around us in the air. You're able to manipulate that number. Just pick it up, go up real quick and go down, go left, right. You'll notice as you walk around the room, the number will change. That's why I think it lends more credibility when you put it into a stationary position like it is, knowing that it reads 0 and it's been consistent for a while, and then suddenly it changes. Something would have to manipulate that.
What about, doing something with the temperature? It's pretty much stayed 76 degrees. Can you drop the temperature in the room?
The room colder? I give you my word, if you can drop that temperature down to 72 degrees, we will leave this room.
Took out the thermal imaging camera.
Oh, nice.
Let's see if we pick up anything in here. Do you want to start the questioning though, or?
Yeah. What is your name?
You hear that clicking? It's a device.
What year is it for you?
I don't know if you could see this. This is thermal imaging, where it picks up cold spots, heat signatures, like you could pick up his body heat. And we use this for ghost hunting to help investigate. Like for instance, this thing picks up cold spots and hot spots, and now I'm picking up Chris's body heat. This device really helps to debunk some claims, like if you're feeling cold spots, you could use this to do a sweep in the room to see if maybe, for instance, if cold air is coming through a window or maybe a vent, stuff like that, and you could help debunk claims that they're feeling cold spots. Well, maybe it's due to a draft coming through the window. And it also, if you hear noises, for instance, I was doing an outside investigation in a cemetery. Well, we kept on hearing noises, and I scanned the area with this, and it turned out to be deer. So, I was able to pick up their body heat. And there's times where, you can pick up something. If it's an apparition, it's not going to turn out yellow, orange. You can tell that's a human being with the body heat. But there's times you could get a silhouette of a person, and it's blue. It's not producing any body heat. And, that's kind of unexplainable. You just got to make sure it's not any type of reflection, like off a window or a mirror. I'm pointing at the TV screen. It's reflecting some of my body heat. You can see where it's partially yellow, maybe orange a little bit. And people got to be careful using this device. You got to make sure to see what surface you're pointing at. They're not saying this is an apparition or something, because all this is my reflection off the TV screen.
If you could knock on the door 3 times to show us you're here.
Man, the temperature is a lot lower by you. It was 70 to 69, and by you it's 66.0.
Can you touch my shoulder or my arm?
Is there any kids in this room? Who's Samantha? We got a spirit saying the name Samantha Michaels. Are you here with us? Did you live here at one time?
I'm just gonna walk into the next room.
Okay.
George that is here. Dot, did you want to tell me your name? Just your recorder here on the counter. Is somebody in the room with me? Really love to talk to you. Is that you?
What's that?
Sorry, no. It could just be me though. It's the only problem when you're listening live, you got 2 headphones in. If there is a noise, you can't tell what direction it comes from.
Yeah.
You just hear it. There's a bunch of people in the house earlier. You happen to see them? What do you think about that? See the walls? Some of the reports of shadows in these rooms. Even the fact that you have all these windows here against the wall.
Oh, yeah.
See all the shadows? You can tell. Look at the one by the door. I mean, just me waving my arm there throws a shadow. In a main street, anything driving by, the headlights cast a shadow up here. It's very easy to see how you might see something. Plus a big mirror here on the wall. You hear that?
That little ting?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Almost sounded like a soda can.
I'm standing here, so.
Alright, something just shuffled over here.
If you're here, can you continue that? Can you make another noise for us?
From this corner here, it sounded like someone shuffled. Was it over by you? Okay, did you hear that?
Yep.
Well, I heard talking, but then I almost heard like a female.
I didn't hear the female.
Oh, I did.
Is there a female in here? There is, ma'am. Would you like to tell us your name?
But I did hear a female yell.
Okay. See, I just got a reflection through like a light flash on the floor there for a second. Is this Mrs. Brumder? Mrs. Brumder, are you here with us?
Okay. Almost sounded like...
There's something went to the bathroom, man.
Oh, I know. It almost sounded like right here, came from my left side, like someone went, like breathe, you know, took that breathe out through their nose type of thing. Yeah, there's something with this bathroom. Kale on his throne. That's me running into stuff.
Is there somebody here with us? That sounds like that to say.
Awkward.
I really hope not. Just divert. Yeah.
Man's got to do what a man's got to do. All right, I just heard a creak
I did too.
right over here,
All right.
and I'm not moving, so it's
I know
not.
that. I'm looking at you. There's nothing to creak on.
Well, yeah, we're on tile.
You're on tile. I mean, it's solid. It's concrete.
Yeah. Are we in your bathroom? You want us out of here for some reason? You know, give us some sign. You know, the bang on a wall. Walk over and smack the camera out of Kale's hand.
Thanks. Slapped you upside the back of the head?
My heart just stopped for a split second. Okay, I'm not liking this listen live because when you said thanks, it sounded like it came from right here. Like right here in the doorway. Like I literally, my heart stopped.
Did it sound like my voice though?
Yeah, I think so. Okay. Just felt like something pushed my pants, like my pant leg right here. Like something just pushed up against it, just real lightly. And I didn't even move my leg. All right, is there someone walking around me?
Can you tap Joe on the shoulder?
Okay, what was that?
That was behind you.
Behind me?
Yep. That was in the bathroom. I heard that clear as day.
Now see, that sounded like it came from over by you. See?
No, it was behind you.
With both headphones in. That was like a pretty deep thump.
That was a good thump. It was kind of what I was experiencing last night. But there were also thumps that seemed to come from different parts of the room. Closet, the dresser, by the fireplace over here, the bathroom.
Clock.
11:11.
Yeah, some people think there's some sort of...
There is.
Yeah, you believe in that.
No, I don't believe it. Something coincidental with it, I will be honest with you.
Yeah.
Seemed like every time I was looking at a clock, it was either 1:11, 11:11. I wouldn't look at it for 3 hours and just have to look over, it'd be 11:11. I'm like, really?
I just thought that was kind of ironic as we hear the thump and I look at the clock and it says 11:11. I just had to do that to you. But that was interesting.
Ready?
Yeah. Yep. That was
That was you?
that was me.
Okay.
Yep.
Hello, if there's any spirits here, you have 3 investigators in this room. I'm Dave. Chip is right behind me. And the 3rd one is Victor. We mean you no harm at all. We're going to be setting up some equipment in here. And don't worry about it, it won't hurt you. We have it here to help make contact with you.
Some of the claims in here that I know of is that when I came here in 2010, there was a second medium that was in this room. Her name was Amy Lamb, and she was just in a corner with a small group asking questions, and she kept on sensing that there was a woman that was in this room, and when she was asking questions with the pendulum, it was spinning, answering her questions yes and no. So when I entered, it seemed like whatever was here, might have been startled by the other group that was following me, and ended up, causing it to stop after a few seconds, and then they retreated out of the room. So I think the REM pod would be a great place in that area, in that corner. In fact, I think that we have some EM pumps, correct?
Yes.
Let's try to place them in the corners, and maybe we can get some activity in that corner.
I wonder if I should leave this on the chair or actually the floor.
Wherever you think. I'm gonna place some boosters next to the tape recorder. Place this tape recorder in the bathroom.
I have 3 different types of energy pumps or EM pumps, and what they're supposed to do is produce energy that the spirits could use to do something, either to help speak, to move something, to manifest. The theory is that it's supposed to help them be able to do that. And I tell you what, every time I use these, I have luck. Once I started using them, I usually have non-stop EVPs throughout the whole night. So I'm kind of a believer in them. We'll see if they help tonight. Well, we could start out with some regular EVPs, and then as we go on, we could use our Obelisk X device. You want to start it off, Victor?
Well, I haven't been back in about 2 years, close to it. It's nice to be back. I'm glad that the place still looks great. Have you been busy this past year?
If you're here with us tonight, we need you to communicate and let us know you're here. Draw the energy from these pumps. We have several pumps in this room. Take the energy they're giving off and do something to let us know you're here, either by speaking, moving something. We have 2 devices, one on the floor over there and this one here. Touch the antenna sticking out. Make this go off so we can communicate with you. Just like this. If I'm too close to you, go to the end of the room. There's one on the floor. If you're here, are you a male spirit? What is your name? Are you mad we're in this room? Are you feeling anything? I'm not feeling anything yet. It's just a little warm in here. I'm gonna step away towards the bathroom area. See if there's anything.
Maybe the grouping of us is, or maybe we're too intimidating, who knows?
If you're intimidated by all the people in this room, come follow me in the bathroom here. I'm here alone. You got yours rolling, right? Yeah.
I got a 3.9 right now.
You're sitting right by a box though, too.
Where? Okay.
What
Yeah.
happened to my audio recorder?
It's
It's down there. It's down there. It's right there by the gate.
Holy shit, look. What was that?
Did you hear that beep?
That was that, wasn't it?
Does this beep?
Did you turn it on?
I did not. It's been on since I.
It doesn't beep. It doesn't make any
Something
sense.
beep.
Wait, time out. Come back here.
Audio recorder.
Look at what the.
The temperature?
666.
So you should have that one.
Oh, here we go.
Here,
Hey,
open the
don't
meter.
put me in the back of the line, because if I hear another voice, I'm going through somebody.
663.
We're dropping.
Dropping. 661. It's always, yeah, but last time I was here, it was really cold here too. You know what? Watch this. You can film, right?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Here to communicate with you. Using a device here that will let you do that. Is everybody here? Anybody got something to say? Hello? Can you tell me your name? Who's in here? Can you just say it's me? Hello? This is Dakota. Can you say his name? I did too, but I've got some interesting stuff. I just wanted to see something. Why don't you tell me your name?
Doug.
Say Doug? Can you see us? How many people are here in the house? How many spirits? Hello, hello? Anybody in here? Can you tell us if you're here or not?
That's some gravel then.
Where? Back here?
Back there. Shouldn't this thing be going off?
Oh, fuck. What was that?
What?
This bookshelf just like made a noise.
Oh no, he put the thing up there.
Oh, okay. Right there, by your foot.
Salt and the coffee cups we've been using. That was table salt. I felt something hit my back.
What?
That was
Look
awesome.
at my back. Is there a red mark like right there?
Yeah, there's a red mark right there.
Do you know I'm not I can't see it under eye.
What is that?
I don't fucking know. I felt like I got fucking hit. And then that thing hit the ground. Larry, Moe, and Charlie fucking take the evidence away.
That's no bullshit. For real?
Dude, where was that?
Let me see your back.
So Victor, before we start, you recall what type of spirits are down here?
There's one in particular that I know of is the gentleman that kind of guards the back of the bar. He's been known to be behind the boiler room. We just had a case of one of the guests that were here with us yesterday actually got pushed doing a walkthrough during the day.
By the bar?
Yeah, that doorway that's right behind the bar. It's been happening not only last night but at other times too. So, you know, most of the action that's been happening in this area hasn't been concentrated on the stage or by the bar. It's everywhere. This whole area behind the stage, here in the bathroom, behind the bar itself, in the doorway where the catacombs are. Want to start anywhere in this area? That'd be fine. I don't know if we should walk around all those guys or.
Yeah, maybe we'll start EVP working here because if we start messing around over there, we might interfere.
Yeah.
The ladies say that they threw the air freshener.
Yeah, she ended up having some issues in the bathroom, and I guess whoever was in there after didn't think that the area was sanitized enough and decided to let them know by knocking over the air freshener that was in there after they left. So it's for those that don't know the humorous incident, that is actually what it is. So yeah, spirits don't like stink either, apparently.
All right. And then I'm hoping the kids are down here. You know,
Yeah.
2 girls and a little boy.
I don't doubt it.
2 little girl spirits, or the little boy spirit, the 6-year-old. I have this ball in my hand. Come play catch with me. I'm gonna stick it right here. It's me. I also brought this little monkey. But I bought it just for you. I'm gonna stick it right here. If you're here with us tonight, walk up to this red light, touch this antenna like this, so I can communicate with you, so I know you're here. Or touch the one behind me, just like this. You can do it. There's a lot of energy in this room. Use the energy from these pumps, from the batteries, and let us know you're here. I'll even walk away from it so you won't be scared. Come on, do something to show us you're here. Move the ball, move the monkey, touch one of us, make a loud noise so we know it's you. How many spirits are down here tonight? Man, I don't know if I'm just tired or if I feel tingling in my legs. You feel anything?
I did it earlier, but I wasn't too sure. You know, when you get tired, your eyes kind of play tricks on you. But
Right. Take this energy, slam the bathroom door. Throw that air freshener out the door. Sam Pick, are you stuck here? You still think you own this place?
came here to gamble. Let's pull out some tables and just play some cards. We got a stuffed animal on the ground here that is very soft. If you want to touch his hair, it's very inviting.
That back corner there, right behind the light, on the ceiling I saw movement. I'm not sure whether my eyes playing tricks on me.
So that's what I was thinking over here earlier. That's why I left it. It was in this area here, and I swear that there's something.
It went across, starting from here to here, and it disappeared. But it was.
Was it
Up
a
towards the
light?
ceiling. I think it was more of a shadow. Was that you that I just saw? Trying to show yourself? You can come back and do it again. You have a voice recorder. Right here, yell into this light. I'll step back so I don't scare you. Just yell really loud. Hey. Almost like, I don't know if it scratched, but it actually hurt.
Can you turn this way a little bit? It's actually kind of red right here.
Yeah, it went from here down. Maybe that's far.
Look at that. You see that?
Mm-hmm. And it's a rash.
Yeah, it's red right here. Like you get scratched.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a little mark there.
Interesting.
Did you scratch me?
Okay, so Lori, you called us in. Joe and I, we're investigators. You know, we do our investigation stuff. Obviously, Cody, you did your walkthrough, which I'm really curious to hear what you picked up on. But we did get a lot of good evidence, and I thought we could go over it. Maybe we could all discuss it.
Yeah.
A lot of this stuff, obviously, Dave, you investigated with us.
Yes.
And a lot of interesting, cool stuff. I think we got. So, with that said, I'm going to play the first one. This is from the basement in the catacombs. And we believe that this is an EVP yelling it, saying, tell her I did it. So.
Without a doubt, I hear it.
Oh my God, yes.
So pretty interesting, huh?
Yeah, so clear.
Some of these that you don't really know what they're saying, or some of the statements they make, it makes you wonder why they would say them.
Right.
And I think that's what a lot of people don't they don't think about when they hear an EVP. Like, wow, that's what it say that. This is the next one. It's by the furnace, the basement, in the catacombs, and we believe this one says settle down. That would be what we would classify as a Class A EVP, where it's pretty clear. Yeah, the settle down's that's pretty obvious. Settle down.
Sing-songy.
I think it's just because Joe's getting too carried away. He's getting excited down there. Settle down, Joe.
I am. I know.
From the basement in the catacombs.
Catacombs.
Amazing the amount of audio that was picked up in the
I don't
catacombs.
like this one.
Another Get Out, stereotypical Get Out. So.
Yeah, it's nice and quick there.
Okay, I'm gone.
I know you always, everybody thinks of the Hollywood movie, you know.
Was that in the catacombs?
Yeah, that was in the catacombs.
Wow.
That's definitely male.
Hits me right in the heart.
What do you mean? I mean, is it like spooky, kind of hit you in the heart? Or?
Yeah, I mean, it's just so. Get out, get out.
That's the weird thing.
Yeah.
Why do I need to get out?
We felt that too.
And I'm the
Yeah.
skeptical one, and it makes me scratch my head because I know
Yeah.
we were the ones down there, and if there's no one else down there with us, we know we didn't say it.
Right.
It gets kind of spooky sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah. Another one for the catacombs. Very busy. Set up shop down there. This is a male voice, and I'll let you decide what you think this says. What are you looking at?
Do you hear looking at?
I hear definitely look.
I think in the beginning it's just hard to tell.
It's more like a, what are you looking at?
Yeah.
Maybe
What
like,
are you looking
hey,
at?
what are you looking at? You know?
Yeah.
So I'll, yeah.
Yeah.
Play that. Could
Yeah,
you
play
play it
that one
again?
again.
Oh yeah.
And that same, you two were down there in the catacombs.
Oh, was that when it was just us?
Yeah, it was
Wow.
you two only.
Yeah, which is really interesting because, you know, Dave had his own audio recorders that he set up in there. I
Okay.
was wearing one,
Yeah.
so I was listening live.
Yeah.
Plus, you were holding one.
I had camera.
Our audio recorders did not pick that up, whereas his did. So it's weird that you can take two EVPs in a location, put them side by side. One will pick up something, and maybe the other one won't. And then there's
Yeah.
times where they both will. So it's in. I don't really know how to explain that.
Yeah,
one.
I-
Maybe
Glad you're
frequency
there,
range
yeah.
of the
Feedback on
audio
that one?
recorder is lower on one than the other. So that could be a possibility. But I mean, we could look at. But I'll play it again. Here you go. That's pretty clear. Wow. Yeah, amazing, huh?
Yeah.
I am being honest with you.
Yeah.
We investigated all over. We've never caught as much evidence as
No,
as far as audio
In
as
all,
we have
in
here.
all our years doing this, I
Usually
Yes.
we'll get. You'd be lucky if you get one or two
3,
EVPs.
Yes.
you know.
And then we would, you know, we know people that would say, "Oh, I got like 40 EVPs." I'd be like, "Yeah, okay."
Okay, whatever.
But then
And
all of a
now
sudden,
here
all
we
this
are.
evidence, yeah, and it's like, it's unbelievable. Here's another example. Obviously, you know, everybody's going to hear something that's
Something
a little bit
different, yeah.
Some EVPs are going to be, like I said, Class A, and they are going to be just crystal clear. There won't be any misunderstanding what it says. This is another one from the tunnel, obviously. This is a female voice.
Either female or a child.
See, I just got the chills.
The more I listen to it, the more I think it might be a
child. Yeah.
There you go.
Well, is that down here in the catacombs,
Yep.
or
Yeah.
it was in the catacombs themselves?
Now, I'm not sure what that says. I mean, it's open to interpretation. I could sit here and enhance the heck out of it, but the more I enhance it, then I have to reduce the hiss, and then the
Then
more
you lose
I
credibility. And
yeah, because then I've messed with it so much to
But
clear it up.
I know this one was captured. This was the voice recorder more near the front where the stairs are.
This one is third floor in the hallway. It's got a little creep factor to it, but it's pretty self-explanatory. So I'm going to play it. Now we believe it's saying, "Where's mommy?" So, and you know, usually when we play audio, what we would do is we would let, you know, obviously the client or whoever listen to it and tell us what they think it says. But we've gone through these so many times that we're, you know, between all of us here, we pretty much
I hear
kind
it
of
when I
agree.
sleep.
Yeah. Where's mommy?
No, I believe this is a male voice, maybe asking
Where's
his
mom?
child.
I
you know.
can't make it. I can't make it out.
I can hear that.
This one is it's pretty clear. There's not a lot of hiss to it. My name is Joe.
Joseph.
Joseph, Joe. Joseph. Joseph.
But the way they say Joseph is just weird.
It is
Yeah.
weird.
It's
Weird
like they're trying to
inflection.
put some kind of
But I mean, you're also dealing with, well, here you go. I mean,
well
parallel dimension, another
Sure.
plane of existence. So how the sound travels across that is, maybe that could distort it. There's been a lot of cases of weird sounding EVPs. Are just like, wow, why did that sound so weird?
I'm the only one. That
I
was
can
here
only
within
throw
that
out
name.
like a theory on it. I mean, nobody knows for sure why that happens. So I'll play
And
one
nobody
more
calls
time.
me Joseph.
My name is Joseph. So
Wow,
that's a really good one. I like that.
it is. A lot. Yeah.
The answers are Class A on this one.
You see what I'm holding in my hand?
No, no.
Female and male.
You see what I'm holding in my hand?
And that's not anyone that was with you.
That's
See what
audio
I'm
from a
holding in my
camera.
hand?
It sounds like a woman then a man.
Yeah, that's all of us actually down there at the time.
Oh, that was when we were all done there? Oh,
Wow.
nice.
But the audio camera picked it up, but not the audio recorder. So
Wow.
see how that's weird like that. So.
And this is
Then one last one. Obviously, another stereotypical one. Get out.
Where was that one?
It's a Marion room shooting down the hall.
we just activated that camera too, setting up the
That was
equipment
in
before we
my
started
room?
Invest 2. Yeah.
But if you remember, that was the room where you had your experience.
Yeah.
That's where I'm sleeping tonight.
That's
Yeah.
where,
That's
Yeah,
where I had my
I felt like
experience.
this sort of like sadness and like heaviness.
Yeah.
that's
And
the
Get
room.
out.
that was the room that I had my experience in.
So, interesting.
It is interesting.
Right in front of that doorway, I got touched across the forehead and something touching my hair. And in that room, another investigator got touched twice. And the second time he kind of like jumped up and was shaking his head. He was touching his ear.
And that's what you had.
Mm-hmm.
Your experience too.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that validates that
No,
particular
no.
experience, but that does validate that there's something going on in that room.
Yes.
Dave, I guess you caught a couple things, a couple photos, so I'm going to get up. I haven't personally seen them, but if you want to pull them up.
All right, there's something here I want to show you. I'm not sure what to make of it, and I'd like to show you guys and see if you can help me out here.
All right.
All right, this is the mirror up on the second floor, and I'm seeing some type of image on the right-hand side here, and I don't know if it's an apparition. I definitely would like to go up there and try to debunk it.
Looks like it was taken during the day.
Yes, it was.
That's going to be hard to do now. I think it's matrixing, personally, or
Yeah.
dirty mirror, but I mean, I could be wrong. I mean,
That's why I wanted to bring it up and show you.
I could see how you could see that, though. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
you almost see a woman right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird. Yeah,
It's
from
almost
here
too
it
good to
looks
be true, but
Right.
When you took the shot, did you notice something like when you noticed it actually after the fact?
After the fact, yes.
Okay.
I'm really interested to hear what
What
you
you got,
picked up.
Dakota.
Yeah.
Well, what's really cool is, what we did with Dakota is that he had no history of the Brumder Mansion and just came in here. Thank you so much for doing it.
And one thing I
Coming in
asked,
cold.
and one thing I asked for her to do was, as I was walking through, I asked her to keep a hold of all the notes that I
Sure.
wrote. So, I haven't, that's all in her handwriting. I haven't added anything, subtracted anything from it.
Yes.
That's the original walkthrough that I
Right.
did before you guys even came here to investigate.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Right, and first room that we went to was the gold room, and what's really neat about it is that right away that Dakota picked up on the owners, that he picked up on Carol, her name, he kept saying the name Carolyn, and Carol Hershey was the bed and breakfast owner here at the Brumder Mansion, and and that is actually who the current owners, Tom and Julie, bought the Brumder Mansion from. And then also then kept thinking of the name Sam, and saying the Sam person seemed like there was some shady dealings with somebody named Sam, and Sam Pick was, you know, the owner here who has the dealings with Al Capone, and so right away it was really exciting. And then you noticed a lot of spirit activity in that room, and you felt that it was, you know, definitely active, and really throughout all the different places that all the different rooms that we went. And this was interesting, and this is something that do you remember when we were in Marion's room, where we had a lot of the different things, you felt a sense, and this is something we'll need to about the nickname Pussycat. And I thought that was really interesting, and I don't know how that ties in at this point, but it's something, and then you sense like a maid or a nanny, and just, you know, a female presence, and then you felt a mixture of positive and negative energy, and you were sensing things there from, you know, 1910 through 1918, which is the time when, you know, this play, you know, Brumder Mansion is from 1910, and so that was when you were sensing that era was there. That was really interesting. And then when we went into George's room, there was both the female presence and a male presence, and again, it was the name of Sam, that you were sensing the name Sam, and you know, Sam, you know, Sam Peck and stuff. So there it was, and that you felt that, you know, there was a lot of activity in that room, and then you certainly, you know, were feeling residual energy as well, and so there was just a lot there. And then when we went down to the ballroom, the lower level, you mentioned Al Capone. And you mentioned him, and that was just really so exciting, and really you felt that energy of that time period of the 20 of the 20s of the,
and I picked up a lot of influence from Chicago era of picking up all that,
Like there was like a run between here and Chicago.
a run between here in Chicago, and that was in the ballroom area, kind of like an upbeat sort of flavor, very lively, present, with sort of, you know, drinking, which, you know, was the speakeasy.
Now, wasn't that also in Prohibition? What's going on?
Yes,
there?
that, and so you just were right on with all that, and that so that was. But then when you were experiencing this, you felt this strong sense that you wanted to go into the catacombs. You wanted to open that door. I followed along,
And that was the most intense spot.
and then that
for
was
me.
where you
Really?
was so intense, and you felt the sense of being stabbed, that someone was stabbed, and that you sensing the blood, and just this really creepy feeling was permeating that whole area, and you wanted to get out, and I wanted to get out too, and I felt, you know, just really creeped out.
It was one of the
Really
locations
intense.
where we had that voice recorder.
Yes.
And now
So that's
also in
interesting.
the ballroom, there was a little girl that I saw running through there.
That's in the ballroom. That's
Isn't
right.
that where y'all had the child's EVP playing?
Yeah, it
That's
sounds like a
right.
child's voice.
Because I saw her and
Yes.
she was probably about, like, I mean, I could like draw a picture of her almost, kind of saw her, and she was
You
about
did.
yay tall, and I remember her having like brown hair to about right here.
Did you pick up on a name?
I didn't get the name, but I felt like there
Right.
was a fever tied to her death.
Yeah, the fever. And what's kind of interesting looking back, because that's at the end of the note, so that, and then right away, then you had this sense of being drawn into the other area, and so yeah, I don't know if those are tied together at all.
Yeah. Those catacombs were definitely, I mean, overall, I don't get a bad sense in this house whatsoever. You know, I don't get anything that negative. I think the only place that you could, and I wouldn't even, you know, I'd definitely rule out any kind of demonic activity. But I would say just more ticked off person
Yeah.
would be in the catacombs area. You know, it's
Okay.
the speakeasy is more carefree.
You know, I think that energy, you know, is still alive back then, but the catacombs definitely has some darker history.
There was something else that was interesting. Another room, in Gwyneth's room, the red room, and you felt good in that room. You had a good feeling in that room, and I did actually too. I felt good in that room as well. And then it was interesting. All of a sudden, you said, all of a sudden, I'm starting to think of your dog. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm. No.
And what's your dog's name?
Evie is my golden retriever, Evie.
Evie.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I don't know why that popped in my head, and then
Because it was so inappropriate timing.
it was inappropriate.
It was
and
like
then
such
you're like
bad
Evie,
timing.
and then you said Evelyn, and there have been other people have had personal experiences with the spirit Evelyn. So I think it's just really been a fascinating time for all of us.
Oh yeah.
Definitely,
A lot of interesting things.
This house is amazing.
It is an
told
amazing
you.
house. And I'm looking
Insanely
forward to
active,
meeting
I just
Julie about all the findings.
Yeah.
She's going to be so excited.
Fantastic.
Julie, yeah.
Great.
All right.
I'm really skeptical about psychics, and I have to admit that's
Yeah. Sorry, Dakota.
that's
We are kind of skeptical of psychics,
but
but
that's
Hey, I found
pretty
the door that's not there
ironic.
anymore.
well, there you
No,
go.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm just saying that's pretty good for
It
you.
is,
That's
yeah,
Yeah,
it's-
I think everyone did a great job on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
So I was thinking, this spot was crazy.
It was fun.
So,
I had a lot of fun with it.
I've got an idea. What do you say we hit the road with this?
Like, you mean like just go travel around?
Yeah.
Okay.
Talking multi-state, possibly.
Ooh.
But the big question is, that I was thinking about is, how do we find a place to
I was
go?
gonna say, where do you go? You know.
And I thought about something.
What?
There was a map in the brochure thing here. So, what do you think of
Okay.
this? Since there's so many great locations, we're gonna let fate decide. We're gonna do
Oh,
that
boy.
because you're gonna flip a quarter,
Oh, you're gonna have me do it, huh?
and where it lands is where we're gonna
Where
be.
it lands on the. Okay.
But flip good because I'm not investigating the Bermuda Triangle. So,
Okay. So, all right. You ready?
absolutely. Very interesting.
Wow.
I'm looking forward to that.
Never
Let's
been
do
there.
it.
Let's do it.
All right.
I don't know. You know what? I'm the skeptical one, so I'm kind of curious on what do you think happens, you know, once someone passes on or dies?
Well, that's a deep question. I don't think it's any different in death as it would be when you're alive. You're given freedom of choice. You know, you die, you're given a choice whether you want to cross over or stay. I don't think it would be
Yeah.
any different.
But then you always hear about, you know, trapped spirits, you know. If you're given a choice, why are you trapped?
Well, I just think that's stuff that people throw around. I don't necessarily believe it's true.
Well, I don't know. It's just, like I said, it's still iffy with me.
Well, that's why we're doing what we're doing, you know, try to find out some of these answers.
Yeah.
I think it's important.
Exactly.